That awkward moment when you hype up D23 on your TikTok and your YouTube and your threads just for it to be Destination D23. What is going on, everybody? I'm David, and this is our family's small shop, Mickey and Mandy, and we are back. We were on just a little sabbatical. Not really so much a sabbatical as much as it was taking a little bit of time to plan out the next round of content. But also, me and my wife just got back from a trip to the UK, so we had a very good time there. But now, it's back to the grindstone. Now we are back to share even more Disney parks fun and even more behind-the-scenes looks of our family small shop, mickeyandmandy.com. And as promised, our first video back is going to be sort of diving deep into the announcements about Disney parks that we did get at this year's version of D23. But before I go too much further forward, everybody, if you haven't already, be sure that you check out our family small shop, mickeyandmandy.com. My mom makes handmade custom bags like the ones that you see behind me here. My sister and I design screen printed shirts. Me and my dad get to create handmade home decor like the ones that you see behind me here. And everything we have on our shop is inspired by those magical theme parks that I'm going to be discussing a little bit more in today's video. Be sure you check out our website. Again, that's mickeyandmandy.com. Also, be sure you subscribe over here to our YouTube channel so that way you don't miss out on future product deep dives and behind the scenes looks, and you also won't be missing out on any Disney parks content that we post over here as well. And if you're looking for some short form content from Mickey and Mandy, make sure you check out our Instagram, our TikTok, and our threads. And with that, let's pull on the yellow strap and get going. So yeah, D23 this year wasn't exactly all that I had hyped it up to be in our last video. What D23 was this year is something called Destination D23. The same concept, but smaller. So instead of just announcing any idea and everything that they've ever thought about for the Disney parks within the past calendar year, Destination D23 is reserved more for the things that we already know about and giving us a little bit more specifics on things that are about to open and close, but also giving us a little bit more of a specific taste on what to expect from bigger projects, and that was exactly what they gave us this year at Destination D23. So even though this week's video is going to be just a little bit on the shorter side, I'm going to kind of break down, kind of rapid fire some of the bigger headline items of what was announced this year at Destination D23. A lot of these are oddly enough coming from the Magic Kingdom, so we'll start off with the castle. It is getting yet again another paint job. It was said that the color palette for this retheme of the castle is going to be going back to its original color palette. So the very controversial purples and pinks that came about with the most recent paint job for the castle will be no more. We're going back to the closer to the original color palette, or at least what we had before it became like bright pink and purple. Also, over at the Magic Kingdom, we got just a little bit more information regarding the new Villains Land that's coming. Nothing super specific about the Villains Land was given in the way of like attractions or dining or anything like I was hoping, but we did get a little bit of information of where they were going to be drawing their inspiration from. Like the architecture, they said that was going to be coming from a very specific style in the 1800s, so I'm kind of picturing something kind of tall, gothic, things like that. But they also did name drop a couple of Disney legacy animators that are going to be coming back to consult on how to kind of work with some of these villains. I think the one that they named initially, I forget his name, but he was one of the main leads on Jafar. So I think it's kind of cool that they are bringing back some of these people that worked personally with these characters. They know these characters, and I think it's really cool that we're going to get their consultation on this Villains Land. I think Villains Land is going to be in some very nice hands here. Another stop over at the Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World is getting their own Walt Disney animatronic in one of their attractions. But Disney World, for those of you playing at home, we don't have a Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, and I'm really glad they're not putting him in Hall of Presidents. So where they're putting him instead is in the Carousel of Progress. Not exactly the Carousel of Progress rework that I think some of us were hoping for, but I do think it is kind of cool that they're going back into Carousel of Progress, that they're taking the time and energy and money into giving some kind of new life into this attraction. As a Carousel of Progress fan, this proves to me that that attraction isn't going anywhere. So where is Walt Disney going to go in this attraction? I don't know. If I were a gambling man though, if I had to guess, I'm thinking they're going to put him in the very beginning. I think instead of that audio only introductory bit for the Carousel of Progress, I think Walt Disney is going to be introducing the Carousel of Progress to us. This was an attraction that he really enjoyed creating from beginning to end. He had a great fondness and love for this attraction. So I do think it is very, very cool that they're kind of giving a different Walt Disney animatronic the opportunity to kind of have his voice heard, if you will, in another attraction that he really did enjoy. Mildly less impressive, but still something else that's happening over at Magic Kingdom with Tron Ares coming out later this year. Tron Light Cycle Run over at Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom at Disney World is going to be getting a Tron Ares overlay. It's going to be red. There's going to be some new visuals. I do think this is going to be a limited run, but still super cool. If you're going to the Magic Kingdom at some point soon, make sure you keep an eye on the lights, especially at night, because that is going to be the sign that it's the Tron Ares overlay for the Light Cycle Run. It was also announced for Animal Kingdom that the new Zootopia show that's moving into the Tree of Life Theater, Zootopia Better Zootgether. I had to take a running leap at that one because it's kind of a tongue twister. But that show is going to be opening at the beginning of November of this year. Also, I don't think this one was a full-blown Destination D23 announcement, but as a dinosaur fan myself, I figured I should relay the bad news to all of you that your last opportunity to go get that dino is going to be February 2nd of 2026. Now, this is still very exciting news for Animal Kingdom, as sad as it is to see Dr. Seeker, Dr. Marsh, and Aladar move out of Animal Kingdom. This is still very exciting news because it does mean that they are taking the next steps needed to transform that part of Animal Kingdom into that village, Pueblo Esperanza, and that Tropical Americas inspired land. Family Madrigal is going to be moving in, Indiana Jones is going to be moving in, so although it is sad to see Dino Land go, we are getting a lot of really cool news stories for future generations of theme park guests, and that is something to be excited about. And everything else that they announced at Destination D23 this year is actually international news. Not a lot, but there is still some. For one thing, they did announce that the new Frozen Land that is coming to Disneyland Paris is going to be opening in 2026. At some point. Also, it was announced that Hong Kong is going to be getting 2 brand new attractions, a new Villains show separate from the one that we have at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and a brand new Moana attraction is also going to be going to the Hong Kong Disney Resort. So even for those of you that frequent the international parks, it's still something for you to be excited about. Still wondering when they're bringing the People Mover back to Disneyland. And that was really all the big headline items from Destination D23 this year. Again, with it being a much smaller version of D23, not a lot of big name things were full-blown announced. We just kind of got a little taste of things that are going to be coming to the Disney parks. So like I said, short video, so I do want to take this opportunity very quickly to give a couple of shout outs. First shout out is going to go to a very good friend of mine, Skipper Joey. His handle is People Call Me Joey. Definitely recommend that you check him out. Over on Instagram and over on TikTok, he does do daily Disney news in 60 seconds or less. So the short and sweet of it is that he is much quicker at doing Disney news than myself. He is also over here on YouTube, but I would recommend checking him out over on Instagram and TikTok again for that daily content. I'll be sure to tag him in the description of this video so that way you can find him. But People Call Me Joey, he was the one that actually pointed me in the direction of finding out that regular D23 wasn't happening this year, that it was Destination D23. So mad shout out to Skipper Joey for providing me with the proper Disney Parks content. He is also a Castle Explorers travel agent who specializes in Disney trips. So if you are kind of scratching for an upcoming Disney trip, Disney World, Disneyland, I think he might also do Disney cruises too. Anything Disney, he is your guy. Make sure you check him out. Also, everybody, I do want to take a very quick opportunity to give a huge shout out to another very good friend of mine, Sam Kerfman. If you have been listening in the background in the music for some of our videos recently, that music comes from Sam Kerfman. He is a very good friend of mine, and he was kind enough to give us permission to use the instrumentals in some of his music for the background of our videos, just to add a little bit more magic, a little bit more whimsy to our videos. So make sure you check him out. I'll be sure to tag him in the description of this video as well. I have been tagging him in past videos, but make sure you check him out. He is over here on YouTube. He is also over on Spotify, so make sure you check him out. That's Sam Kerfman for some awesome jams. And to kind of circle back all the way to us, Oh yeah, it's all coming together. A little bit more shameless self-promoting. If you haven't already, be sure you check out our family small shop. Again, that is mickeyandmandy.com. We do make custom bags, screen printed shirts, and handmade home decor inspired by these very same magical theme parks that I've spent today's video discussing. Make sure you subscribe over to our YouTube channel. Make sure you also check us out over on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. That way you don't miss out on future Disney Parks content, but you also don't miss out on any shop updates, our weekly ready to ship drops, all sorts of exciting things. But more importantly, everybody, I do thank you all very much for being here and for watching and for helping us usher in a new series of Mickey and Mandy YouTube videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you real soon.